Okay. Oh, still one there. Hello. I hope this works, because with all the Twitch things that went wrong lately, I'm not really sure how connected we are. I also seem to know that the chat here isn't updating, so let's do the old one. Okay, cool. Okay, good. And the chat is updated, so I don't need to go back to the Twitch chat. Instead, I can just use the one from Restream. So, hi there. Good. So Twitch got hacked. We got new API keys. They didn't work. We got no new API keys. Those didn't work. We reconfigured Restream, threw everything out, threw everything back in again, and voila, here we are. In the meantime, we set the Amiga here next to me for a second. I hope you're on a blank disk. Yeah, you're good enough. So, hi. Arrogant Bastard here. Chips and Bricks number 55. Looking at stuff from the Deadline Demoparties. This is basically last week's episode. Last week was last time snag in personal life, and stream couldn't happen. So, yeah, it's we're doing it this week. Deadline was last weekend in, I want to say Cologne, but it's Berlin. It's a bit further down the road. And we're going to look at all the entries from the past deadlines and then just, hype up the new one. So we're just going to do the same. Just going to get last week's playlist and added a few things from this last weekend's party. The music you could hear shortly was from a music disc that was released there, combined together on Amiga and Atari. We'll look at it a bit later. So, yeah, hi. If I see myself on 5 screens around me, that's way too much. So let me just clean up my dashboard a bit. Okay, here we go. You can go as well to the background. Hello, just one now. So, hi there. Lost my complete train of thought. Awesome. We're doing this for the very first time. This is a test episode. Completely ignore the living smeg out of it. And we'll see what happens, because I had to open and reopen too many things. And I hope I haven't closed OBS. No, I haven't. Good. So, yeah. What we're doing, as usual. Arrogant Bastard here with Chips and Bricks. If you're new to the concept because you followed a strange link that came into Twitter or Facebook or whatever, we do demo scene stuff. We do this from real hardware. Today we have hooked up our Commodore 64 and also our Amiga 500. Commodore 64 is an FPGA version made by Gideon. The Amiga is an Amiga 500. Kickstart 1.3, as you can see, 0.5 MB of chip RAM, 0.5 MB of fast RAM. We picked some of the C64 and Amiga things that were released at Deadline over the last few years. More or less, let me do a quick count here. Yeah, 15, 16 things to show you. Not the very longest one, so this will not be a 2-hour show unless I feel very talkative again, who knows. We're going to start with the C64 stuff. It's easier just to go from one platform to the other instead of hopping up and down. Also, it kind of works together to get started. Because the C64 stuff at Deadline are mostly one-screeners and some intros. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just it is what it is. Yeah, so we're on the wrong platform. We're now on the right platform. And I should start my Commodore management system. Which is here. It's even starting. Okay, good. Let's just get going. Years, bit, whatever. Doesn't really matter. This is from 2019. Funny Rosters by XS. Also do the audio things here on my left-hand side. And yeah, welcome to the show. Thank you all for having the patience so that the Twitch API keys could be reinitialized into Restream. If you were watching YouTube, you would have seen it live on a longer waiting screen. Anyway, it does not matter at all. Let's just get going. I tend to talk too much every now and then. Access with Funny Rosters. Why are you doing this? Behave. The Amiga just clicked. Yeah, from a 2019 got 4th place back then. That's yeah. We start and we set and off we go. Welcome. tiny one to start here on C64. Funny rosters, excuse me, by Access. In the meantime, good, who came in? Toller, Cobrian, Felice, Motley, Decay, hello there, Xeni, Linus Fitness Center, Anonym, good afternoon to you over there with your fancy domains license plate. And not jealous, I have a better one. So yeah, this was the first one to get going. Also, Cobrian, yes, there is an Amiga 1200 here. Why aren't we using it? It's not been recapped yet, that's basically it. It's in, well, finally we can get across the border to have it recapped. So that's gonna be a project for later. So there, we're not ignoring it. There's just so much good 500 stuff going on. Also, a 500 is more or less a standard machine, while 1200s you have different turbo cards, different memory things, and once I get my Terrible Fire, I will of course shut the hell up about it, because I will have a good one. I do have an 030 somewhere for it, or 3025, that's currently inside of it, but the video, to be honest, looks not good, because it definitely needs a recap. It's one of the later, cheaper, oh my god, Commodore, what were you doing motherboards. So there. Oh, and I have one that's Petro signed in storage in the entire box, and I haven't even touched that, because it's signed and it's gonna be worth millions one day, but not today, not tomorrow. So let's just go on here. Al Schlagerfeld is next with Chantal, number 5. Got third place in 2019 as well. Small little 64 things over here to start with, so that's fine. Let's just get it in there. Nice graphics in this one, by the way. Nice rosters going down, and it was cool. And Access always has these colorful logos, and they're good. Anyway, enough Access. Al Schlagerfeld will be next. Chantal, number 5. And with this, it's proven that you do not need to use a soft scroll register to make a good intro. Yeah, very nice. Well, very nice. Very weird graphics. It's Petsky and then some sliding around, but yeah, nice. Music is good. Less is more. Like you don't need a soft scroll register, as long as you can have a raster split where you go from blue to black. That's all you need. Al Schlagerfeld, Chantal, number 5. Next up, from 2018, D-Line by Abyss Connection, always present on most of the German parties to make sure that there is a release there. Again here, as the name says, in 2018. 4th place then in old school, or whatever compo it was in there back then. Usually old school demo or old school mixed, which is fine at smaller parties at that line. We'll talk about a bit more about the party, by the way, after this one, to keep the conversation going. In the meanwhile, D-Star and the Slick Stick, hello there. Welcome to the show, and let's continue Abyss Connection. Here, toggle. Lots of fun screeners, lots of fun partners today, because that's fine. So yeah, Alanum, the deadline was last weekend for deadline. The deadline for Transmission 64 is coming up somewhere in November, so you have time to get your entries together if you want to do something for Transmission 64. You know, not in the X Party weekend, which is coming up late November, early December. I'm sorry for the exact date, but yeah, that's the thing. See the segue there. Okie dokie. Yeah, so deadline happened last weekend. Is a demo party in Berlin, somewhere to the east of Berlin, 1 hour by taxi from the central railway station, in a venue called the Orwo House. It is a wonderful construction of socialist concrete, as is most of the area over there, and I'm looking at it. Although suddenly driving around with a cab going to the Brewdog brewery in southern Berlin, suddenly it felt like very Cologne and like Köln Kalk, and it's like this is a street that we go through when we go to Evoke. So that was a kind of a shock that you suddenly stuck in traffic, and then you cross the street, and then there's nothing there, and then a bit further you're in the field. So Berlin, you're complicated, but then you know what is new. So yeah. Oh, TNG, hey there, hi, welcome to the thing. I know you didn't miss it. We even were late starting because you know Twitch decided to throw away all our streaming API keys. So yeah, that was deadline where it itself was. Talk about the party itself a bit later. My first time going to deadline, haven't been there before. First time to Berlin even. Train travel, so ICE from Brussels to Cologne, and in Cologne have -1 minute to get the ICE to Berlin, because the Belgian rail decided to put the ICE over the slow line instead of the fast line. So yeah, we had to run a bit to get the train, but we made it. We made it to Berlin in time, and we were, well, happy to be there. So let's continue. We'll talk about the party itself a bit more later, if we get you know some things more going. But let's check out some other stuff from the last few years released on Deadline. Here's something from 2018 by The Solution. It's called Something Squared, and I think, as with this one, there's gonna be some squares on screen. I'm making the stupidest jokes in the world, because I can. Anyway, oh, and there's something going on with Plattenbau in the chat. Someone explain me later. I'm just too Belgian to get it. it's nice that although it's one screen, there's still some variation in this little thingy. And yes, the logo is like Colvecon. Yes, it's solution, but you really need to know that it is like reading. These are like reading metal band logos. I have no idea where to start. Well, so there you go. Also, nice things made by Xini in here. So yeah, always good to do that. Paul, hello. Dadler, hello. How you doing? Hammerfund, hello. Fairlight is lame. Yeah, sometimes they are. So TNG, yes, this is. I said this is Solution. The Solution is the group under which this was released. Next one is a silly invitation from 2017. I think it needs some pre-calc, so let's just get that one going. This one is something squared, by the way. If you just walked in, let's get the silly invitation going. I think this needs a bit of a pre-calc. Yes. Also, looking at this screen, this is a basic screen clear. And while not the best in the world, there's going to be a competition of those soon at Transmission 64, but that's for later. Meanwhile, the pre-calc here is done. This is the silly invitation by Genesis Project, Hokuto Force, and somebody else. Oh, Mystic Bites. There we go. So yeah, the graphics work is nice, and Mermaid, well, there's a little M in the corner, so there you go. Yeah, another party I have been to, Felice being of more the Atari scene, Yata Doubt has, and looking at the chat. Yes, so Felice, looking forward to your, to your feedback about it, and if it's worth it. Of course it's worth it, you can go to any party, it doesn't matter if it's, Atari only, or C64 only, or Amiga only, although might have some doubts on those French ORIC parties, although yes, you should go there just because you should and can. Problem is that they always get announced so late that when you find out about them, still usually a few weeks after the party, because that seems to be how they communicate. Anyway, it's sad that make us show up earlier. We might actually bring something, well, not me, because I can't code, but somebody else. Anyway, you'll see. In the meantime, Epsilon, hi there, welcome. Proton, hi as well. So yeah, this is indeed a good invite for Silly Venture. I think it did the job. Should look up what Silly Venture did in that year 2017. There is are there Ataris in the house? Yes, there are. There's the VCS and there's 8-bit. So if there's any good Atari 8-bit stuff, yeah, sure. Problem there is getting good video output. We get composite video. to get something like SVHS. Seems that we need a mod to put in there to make a bit better quality, because composite video is not really fantastic when you upscale it to 1080p on the internet. So that's kind of a thing there. So yeah, one day, who knows, when we ever get to it. The solution is next again, with maybe now a logo which is a bit more readable. Was Giving Ground, released in 2017. Let's go to that. So let's leave this nice silly venture invitation behind us, and go on for a second here. Let's put. Oh, it's a disc. Oh, it's a disc. Is this the only disc that we have on 64 today? All the rest are just standalone PRGs. I don't even know how much multi-load this is. Well, let's just find out. And load this. Quickly did a test before we started the broadcast, so everything runs. I just don't really recall if this one has a nice thing. Oh well, this is a nice screen clear. So here's some inspiration for Twitch 64 in the screen clear combo. Anyway, I'll get out of here. Here's a nice one. A little bit more of a multi-parter in here, also by The Solution, Giving Ground. In the meantime, Michael, hello there. Welcome to this thing. Oh, are we going on or gonna restart? I have to admit I haven't tested the things this long. It was timing is a bit of a missing thing right now. Let's just reset this for a second. There we go. So we can talk a bit. So yeah, let's just come back here for a screen for a while. So yeah, deadline. I have to say, as many people said at the party, it was good to be able to party again. You know, you have to have your QR code and your certificate that you were tested, or you had your shots, or that you're cured of the global thing that's going on. But once that was, yeah, fine. Just, you know, little badges. So you want nothing, you want the fist bump, you want the hug. That was really cool and well organized. Also, the venue is just like the Temple of Plattenbau, as Anonym seems to call it. Really nice. No neighbors whatsoever. Well, I think maybe above them in the block, but they seem to be used to something. And yeah, meeting up with people, having beers again. Well, one thing that suddenly have to pay stuff in cash. That was a thing that has been like 18 months for me. So thank you to the organizers for shifting me a few euros, and I just paid them back using PayPal, because that was a thing I didn't get. If there was one thing, and that's completely up to me because I don't know Berlin, but it seems that in Berlin it's allowed to smoke inside when it's a private event in certain rooms. So yeah, it's a private event, so there was like fuck tons of smoking inside, and I can still smell the smoke from cigarettes in my house. That's been 15 years. So except for that, well, it seemed to be my fault because I was unprepared and I need to know the local Berlin legislations. I know that Germany is big on smoking and shit, but that was like a serious what the fuck. Anyway, I'm not gonna let that kill my party mood. If that's the biggest thing I can bitch about. Oh yeah, and the left speaker was clipping a bit, but I've talked to Venom about it. Probably the amp was like not having a good weekend there, but anyway, that was fine. Compas were great. The live acts were great. I'm usually not into happy hardcore, but Scamp did such a fantastic happy hardcore set, which was so horrible in the pick of the tracks, because the mixing was great and the set was great. If it's ever released somewhere, please go and check it out. It's gonna be available or uploaded somewhere. It's so bloody funny. You should just check it out if you have the option. In the meantime, who else came in? Hagar, hey, hello there. Welcome to the show. If you're new to this is the Chips and Bricks. I'm the Arrogant Bastard. We play demo scene stuff from real hardware. Today it is on Commodore 64 and Amiga 500. We're still doing the Commodore 64 block for a bit now. I will get to the Amiga stuff later on. So next up is a smaller one from Ravenhog on C64. Still, De Generationskonflikt, little one screener. Again, most of them are. It's like what you have with like these a bit of smaller parties, but nevertheless. I think most of them are actually based in or around Berlin, or are from the area. So it's like the local group, if there were such a thing. So there you go. Let's get going with De Generationskonflikt, or as I say in Berlin, because I don't understand the Berlin accent. It's I don't know. Anyway, also you think you speak English and then you end up in the north of England, and then it's also flatlining. So you know you cannot speak every accent. Also the face mask didn't help. I should really stop bitching now because it was a cool party, and that's all good. Okay, by the way, Pastulio, hello there, welcome. Now let's move on with Ravenhog, which was released in 2018. All right. there we go. Little thingy by Ravenhog, and it's this goes into the less is more. Like you have one thing on screen and you just fade it in and out in so many different ways, and then a big scroller underneath, which is you don't see that much 64 stuff. It's really big scroller. Like yeah, you have your 1x1 and your 1x2 scrollers, but like get going actually a bit larger is not done all that much. So yeah, really nice to see here, and not sure if it's all even in text mode. I should put this in a debugger and see what's actually going on the screen. So yes, Hammerfond, welcome to the unreadable logo episode of Chips and Bricks, number 55 already. In the meantime, I quickly checked on the Lotarek site for some Atari 8-bit things, and yeah, there seems to be a thing where you can get an Atari 8-bit to output RGB. I might look into it. I should also then do a thing. Probably just send the board to Poland and have it soldered in, just to make sure, because I'm not gonna desolder the anti-chip from the motherboard. So yeah. How about no? Good. Let's let's go on, shall we? Digital Demolition Crew, 5 years of DDQ from 2018, and I think that Oli made all of this. Basically, the DDK is like a solo project of hers. If you read the font and if you compare the also one of the Arsync invitation released by RBBS at Evoke, well, a few years ago already, you'll see that the font is the same because we got it from Oli. Because I needed a 1x1 font, and like, okay, this is what we had. It worked. So yeah, five years of DDK, Digital Demolition Crew, like first coding project on C64. Why not? Tiny thing here, 5 years of DDK, Digital Demolition Crew, active on multiple platforms, and I think also a winner of the Photo Compo at the deadline last weekend. Speaking of deadline winners, up next is the winner of the old school demo, or whatever you want to call it, compo. This little C64 thingy, Tin for Lloyd by Dalazy and Awesome. It's cute. Just gonna leave it running, and let's see what all you guys think of it. It's nice. But yeah, sprite scroller and then extremely stretched sprites in the dinosaur. It's nice. This is one of those things that you can just leave basically running and annoy the neighbors, and or just whatever. It's nice and cute. It's great. So I've personally voted for the BBC Micro entry that was released. Of course, it was a large platform bonus, but as my winner of the compo. But I can live with this actually. So yeah, that's good. So yeah, yes, Anonym, the BBC demo was a large platform bonus, but still, even for BBC, that there were some nice things in there. So let's give that thing some Truck would say mad props. Let's give it some mad props. There we go. Okay, good. This is gonna be it for the 64 stuff of today's episode. We're gonna do 64. It's done. Now we're gonna switch over to the Amiga. So we are going to reset this, and I hope I don't kick over all my stash of hardware next to me. And no, Mr. Screen isn't here today. I'm sorry. He's on vacation. He'll be back later. So that's the thing. So we're gonna say goodbye to the Commodore 64 and jump over to the Amiga 500. You have to watch out because there's one of the entries that doesn't work. I think it's maybe in only for 1200 only, so that's why. Anyway, good Amiga stuff then, shall we? Also, let's close down on the audio here and enable the Amiga before we forget. Code Red. I think we've played this one before, and because it's so awesome. 1K is no limit by Code Red. Yeah, you kind of know what to expect. It's 1K, and it's by Code Red, and it has no limit. This is annoying. Alright. What does the next one do? Let's hope just the Amiga didn't just die here. Because that would be totally stupid. Because that was not what it's supposed to look like, and we tested it earlier. I have just no idea. So let's see if something still works. And I've power cycled it, so let's just see. Isn't this exciting? Waiting for old hardware to fail miserably while you're watching at it. Alright, let's do a thing with what we've tested before here, because now I'm really confused. Well, not confused, slightly annoyed. And well, maybe we can drag the 600 out if this one is completely dead now, because this would suck because it just worked. Well, yeah. Loading. No, this is okay. This boots. So this was, by the way, is the music disc that was released. Yep, both channels are here. So yeah, so talking of this was music. This was released at deadline. Chip Django, released by Ravenhog. Multi-platform release. You can hear me here for a bit. Part on Amiga chiptunes, and then the bottom ones are on Atari, and they're emulated one to the other. So that's good. So we know the Amiga works. So then why doesn't the rest do anything? Oh wait, I have an idea. Let's go with this one, which is so old it should be okay. This is why, we're doing this live. This is no cheating, no recording or anything. So here we are. Okay, let's see what this one does. It's intro.zip. Okay, this is okay. Let's see how this is going and loading. No, everything is live. Everything is recorded live. Obviously, this is where like Mr. Screen would be could be welcome. Oh look, this is running. This is Electronic Knights and Insane with Alien transmission. Hopefully, let's see what happens here. Are we still loading? We're still loading, although you are one filer. This is all very exciting. Shall we get the 600 out? Because the second 500 does not have a flash floppy in it. So that's going to be a thing, and then we'll just have to swap it out live, and then we'll find out that the 600, the fastware memory card got dislodged again, and we can open it up and plug that one in again, because that's how it is, and then we're just going to say, then we're going to do Commodore 64 requests, because blah. Oh, you really are not going to cooperate today, are you? Come on. Well, the ROM is still there. Do we have a floppy? Doop, 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 doop. This is why at a demo party you record your old school stuff. If you do this live, it will just be continue things. Give us some love, Sydney. Yes, it gets tons and tons of love. This one goes. Made in the wet sector demo maker. Awesome. So yeah, actually, well, yeah, I think we all made some stuff with the Red Sector Demo Maker once, back in the past. I'm gonna, yeah, it's an idea that's been floating around a bit, and just to do a Red Sector Demo Maker compo. Make all your stuff in the Red Sector Demo Maker, and just use all the add-ons and extra discs which were released there, and do something. I think that could be fun one day. It's gonna be so horrible, it's gonna be great. So that's the idea. Anyway, this was 303 from Hell by A-Tracks, by the way. 303 inspired God from 2018. Let's see if this next one from 2019 runs. Is this the disc? Yeah, very likely. Yes, it is. Okay. Reset the Rock Lobster. And let's see if this will load now, because this is way too funny. Okay, and this then came a bit. This is by Dreamweb. Too Old to Die Young, made by Aceman, Blackwine, and York. Released at Deadline 2019. Got first place actually in the old school compo back then. I know this loads a bit, so I'm not gonna be worried right now. It does some decrunch and some screen flashes, and in the end it did start while testing. So yes, this is all stuff from deadline parties, previous deadline parties, and this has now changed resolution to interlace and has started. So let's check this out. Alright, cool. Was Too Old to Die Young by Dreamweb. This, by the way, dedicated to Moog, Thomas, was it Thomas Dowdler? I think it was. I don't know, a million names. Thomas Dowden, sorry. Moog, who seems to have passed away today. One of the German retro guys, a friend of the channel, a friend of us personally. Last time we met him was at Amiga 34 when we stayed at the same hotel. We had a lunch with him. Well, me and my wife, and then him in the evening. No idea what happened, but yeah, seems that we got a message on his Facebook today that he passed away. So good friend also from the for amusement only pinball and arcade place south of Frankfurt. So yeah, we'll do something for him later, because this is just that I saw today at in the afternoon. So Thomas, you will be missed. You're always around, and people should really stop the fuck dying, because it's been not funny in the last few days. Okay, good. Meanwhile, Grapple Royalty, hello. Thanks for dropping in. Felice, have fun on your Zoom call. It's 10 p.m. You should stop taking work Zoom calls, really, at this point in time of the evening. Let's see. The Electronic Knights Elevation, that's next, on 2016. Let's change the disc here. Elevated. I cannot read the screen display anymore. That's what Mr. Screen is here for. Anyway, let's see what happens here. Are we loading? Yeah, we're loading. It's actually a track loader. Oh, there we go. Good. This is a quarter one, which is good. Sometimes you're allowed a bit of peace and quiet, but yes, let's just keep it at this. Hammer font, by the way, this is, let's have a look. This is Elevation by the Electronic Knights from Deadline 2016. So yeah, we're gonna reset this now. It goes on for a while. Doesn't have to be uns all the time. Sometimes you get something slow. Anyway, before a giant penis appears and we get Twitch banned, let's just go on for a second. Are you gonna exit now? Oh no! Oh look, it's a transmission tower. Anonym. Let's put the logo underneath here for Transmission 64. Anyway, stupid jokes aside. Lemonade by Lemon. This is the last one for the show already. We had to basically half of the Amiga stuff didn't work. It's just one of those days, I guess. So we'll get back with some final stuff after Lemonade. But for now, let's just run this and talk later. And that's it. Lemonade by Lemon Point. Don't forget the point. So yeah, very nice thing. This was from 2018. So yeah, cool. That was it for today. It's a shorter episode. This is many time constraints make it difficult to put these things together right now. So it is what it is. We're still gonna keep going to them. So yeah, sorry for that if you wanted a longer show. Not today. Anyway, we are not gonna have a show next week. I will be in Helsinki then, visiting some demo sceners over there, and although very, 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 very maybe there might be a Q&A thing with me, just me and Truck doing stuff, because we're gonna gonna hang out with Truck for a bit, and T101 and Waffle and Moo and all the other Finnish demo sceners. Gonna do a road trip, say hello to some people from Assembly TV. Assembly was planned to be next weekend, so that's what the trip was originally for. But then Assembly got moved, well, cancelled basically, and then the demo scene is gonna have a showing in the Helsinki Opera House, if I'm correct from memory, somewhere early in November. That will be streamed, but I won't be there for that. There was other events and stuff going on during those weekends. So, but we kept the vacation. We're going to Helsinki and drive around for a few days and then stay in town. And rumor goes we might record some things for Assembly anyway, and then that's a thing. we'll just see what happens. Also, people have asked me, because I mentioned that me and Truck were gonna do a thing with Amiga Bill to talk about the Amiga demo scene and stuff. Because Amiga Bill is working right now, if you follow his Facebook and his things, you know that he's up to his neck in work, and sometimes streams on Wednesdays. Don't know if he's streaming now. I haven't seen it earlier. No, so. We cannot do a raid, sadly, but that's still coming up. It's me and Truck with Amiga Bill is gonna come up later. Was planned originally for a bit back in time, whatever. Doesn't matter. Good. I'm gonna end things now here. Get basically packing for Finland. It's gonna be wet and cold and miserable and dark, just the way you love it. So that's it. I'll see you in 2 weeks, maybe next week. We'll just see what happens, if we can put something together. I'm not taking the streaming equipment, so we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe we do just a Q&A, whatever the hell happens. Good, that's it. Thanks for tuning in, as always, every one of you. Also the lurkers who are quietly in the chat. I also have to say, Omnivore, thank you for the follow, by the way. I forgot to do that. Good. Thanks all, and see you, soonish. Have a good one. Bye.